Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 6, we're following breaking news of an early morning shooting in Raleigh. We'll tell you what we know about the condition of the man who was shot.
And today, summer begins, and it will start with some comfortable temperatures this morning in the 60s. But of course, we're headed for a big heat wave over the weekend. I'll show you that coming up.
And as those temperatures get hotter, it's having an impact on air conditioning units across our area. Coming up, how HVAC companies are handling an increase in calls and what tips they have for you.
A lot of people are going to keep those ACs cranked for the next couple of days at least. Heidi will have that story coming up for you. Thank you so much for joining us on your Thursday or Friday Eve. I'm Michelle McConaughey in for an HU.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your Thursday here. If you've been waiting since December, the days are growing minute by minute. Today is your day. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. One of my favorite days. Summer solstice, longest day of the year.
And look at these people who are greeting the sunrise this morning at Dix Park for this yoga class. You can see a few of them there on the screen. What a great way to start your summer. That sun's about to pop up over the horizon here in downtown Raleigh. And it feels really comfortable out there this morning, too. Our dew point is at 64, which does still remain in the nice category at our temperature 68. So dew points in the mid 60s and temperatures in the low to mid 60s this morning heading out the door. It does feel very comfortable. 64 Southern Pines and Goldsboro, as well as South Hill, is 61 in Roxborough and 67 in Fayetteville. Now, we've had some very comfortable mornings this week. That changes this weekend. Not only will our highs climb in the afternoon, but our morning temperatures will climb too. We'll see a high of 91 this afternoon, and it'll feel much more comfortable this morning than it will later on this afternoon. We're about to see landfall of Tropical Storm Alberto. It's just a few miles now off the coast of Mexico, likely to make landfall here probably before 8 a.m. It's spread a lot of rain into Mexico and to Texas, but there's another system that may be right behind it. We'll talk more about that coming up. We'll also talk about when our heat indices start to climb above 100 this weekend. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, at 6:02 for those of you getting ready to head out. Now we're going to show you some of the troubled spots, and we've been monitoring one right there in Durham, the Durham Freeway, I-885. We've been seeing a little bit of a slowdown there at 885. This is the live look at Durham Freeway and Cornwallis Road. This is about a quarter of a mile from that slowdown we just showed you. So once you get past that slowdown, this is what you can expect. Clear sailing this morning in both directions on the Durham Freeway coming into the capital city. Elsewhere around the triangle, we're seeing a bit of brake tapping going on right there in the northern lanes of I-540 there around the Highway 70. We'll keep an eye on that and let you know if it gets any worse. But once you get past that slowdown, it's clear sailing as well. And elsewhere, all the major routes, 440, 40, 87, free and clear this morning.
Breaking news we're following this morning. Police are investigating a shooting in southeast Raleigh. It happened in a neighborhood near Sanderford Road. Nick Perlin joins us from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker at the Raleigh Police Department right now. Nick, we know a man was hurt in this shooting.
And Jeff, we know those injuries that man has are being described as very significant following this shooting that happened early this morning. Now, I do want to get you to this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker, and you can see Raleigh police taping off this area of Idlewood Village Drive right off of Sanderford Road. Now, you can also see Raleigh police and crime scene investigators shining flashlights on this bus station a little bit further up the road. That's where we believe this shooting may have happened. We're still waiting for Raleigh police to confirm if that happened, if the shooting happened there, as well as what led up to this shooting. Like I said, we do know that one man is in the hospital with very serious injuries. We're still trying to learn from Raleigh police if they know who shot their gun early this morning. We're going to continue to press for more information this morning. Reporting live at Raleigh, at the Raleigh Police Station, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
All right, I want you to check this out. Tropical Storm Alberto brewed up this waterspout off the coast of Texas. This video was taken in the city of Jamaica Beach, just up the road from Galveston, about an hour outside of Houston. That storm will reach Mexico's Gulf Coast any minute now. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott has issued a disaster declaration for more than 50 counties in the Lone Star State.
Today, a final House vote will happen to approve the $31.7 billion state budget. It includes small additional raises for teachers and state employees and a $500 million expansion of the state's private school voucher program. It also includes money to help stabilize child care providers, though not as much as required. After the House vote, the spending plan then moves to the Senate. Senate leaders are planning to roll out their own budget proposal later this morning.
This heat wave we're experiencing is sure to put a strain on your AC, but also on AC companies. They tell us they have been preparing for an increase in calls. WRAL's Heidi Kirk joins us live from Michael & Son in Raleigh. Heidi, tell us how these companies are getting ready for this heat wave.
Well, Jeff, good morning. The first HVAC technicians have been rolling into Michael & Son this morning, but they're right about to head back out and respond to calls. In fact, that first call will happen at 8 a.m. this morning. And they said their call volume has increased by about 40% in the last few weeks preparing for this big heat wave. In fact, yesterday we joined an HVAC technician on a call, and they told us older systems especially begin to struggle in hotter temperatures, leading to many problems. Now, technicians have been making dozens of stops per day in preparation for the heat. And now that it's here, it's only getting busier. Now, they recommend getting your equipment serviced once per year, if not more, ahead of summer, so that during these periods of high heat, your systems are ready to handle it.
Getting extremely busy, and it's just going to progress as time goes on, especially these older systems that are working way harder than they have to and stuff like that, and they're going to start, malfunctioning and stuff, and then here we are.
And Jeff, I really like this analogy. You should be getting your AC unit serviced just like you might get your car's oil change. You want to prepare in advance for these heat waves so that when they come, your AC doesn't break down and then you're without air conditioning. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
People connected to several high-profile break-ins are in custody this morning. Cary police say the break-ins happened at the restaurants on this map here. Arrest warrants show most of the break-ins happened around last November. Robert Harris and Yanara Locklear now face charges. Surveillance video from Brothers of New York Pizza shows a person hopping over the counter and heading right toward the register. Frida's patio footage shows that someone is walking out with the entire cash register. Managers of the restaurant say they're relieved.
It's awesome, 6 months later that they were able to find them.
Cary police tied the suspects to similar cases around Morrisville, Apex, Wake Forest, and Raleigh around the same time. They're working to learn if these suspects are tied to any other break-ins around Cary.
Michelle, I want to bring our viewers into the WRAL Live Center for a breaking update. Good morning, I'm Chris Lovingood. We have learned that one person died in a car crash late last night in Garner. This happened on White Oak Road. This is what it looks like right here. I've got the map here behind me. Investigators are saying that a car crashed into a tree around 11 last night. That person died but has not been identified. Even though it happened around just shy of midnight, it actually didn't clear until about 2 hours ago. Dispatch with Wake County is confirming this information, saying State Highway Patrol handled this investigation and Garner Fire and EMS responded to assist in this crash.
WRAL has learned State Treasurer Dale Folwell is under investigation. Warrants show Folwell is accused of using 3 state vehicles to take dozens of personal trips in 2022 and 23. The warrants say Folwell drove state cars hundreds of miles while commuting, on a trip to the dentist, to a country club, and on a trip to the Biltmore, as well as other locations. Folwell tells WRAL he hasn't had a chance to review the warrants, but he believes he has always complied with state law. The SBI is investigating this case. So far, no charges have been filed. Roanoke Rapids police are asking for your help finding a man charged with having and distributing child sexual abuse materials. Take a look at your screen right now. This is 27-year-old Cameron Houston. He's facing 15 counts of felony second-degree exploitation of a minor. Authorities believe Houston may be in Northern Virginia. Anyone with information is asked to contact Roanoke Rapids police.
The Wake County Sheriff is speaking out after a deputy shot someone they say refused to leave an apartment after they were evicted. It happened on Water Oak Drive in Raleigh on Tuesday. Sky 5 flew over the Raleigh apartment complex where sheriff's deputies were in a 7-hour standoff. You can see an armored vehicle and several deputies with their guns drawn. Sheriff Willie Rowe did not identify the deputy or the man who was involved.
I'm always confident in the staff of the sheriff's office as far as discharging the duties of this office. That's why training is so important, providing proper tools, resources, the support, the leadership, the management, the trust.
The man who was shot is in the hospital this morning. Coming up, climate activists on camera defacing the beloved Stonehenge monument. See how two people tried to stop them from covering it in paint.
Also, as kids head off to summer camps, it is important they are ready for the extreme heat. We'll tell you what camp leaders are doing to prepare and how you can help your children before they leave the house.
It's a comfortable start this morning. Our dew point sitting at 64, which puts us in the tolerable zone. But this is about the last morning that it's going to feel good. We're going to see our humidity really climbing over the weekend, bringing us some dangerous heat. I'll show you coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13. Look at this gorgeous sunrise here at Carolina Beach. And with all the heat that we're going to see over the weekend, you may be tempted to head down to the beach. It will be a good bit cooler there. But look at this. The rip current danger right now is at high across our whole coast, and it is likely to be that way through the weekend. We have a wave that's going to develop and move onshore just to our south, and that may continue to create this rip current danger. So just be sure that you're checking before you get in the water. Temperatures at the beach are going to be warm, but we're talking about upper 90s here at the beaches. Likely to be in the mid to upper 80s Saturday and Sunday with a good bit of sunshine. If you're headed to the mountains, we may see a few low 90s at a few spots. Asheville and Bryson City. You get up to Grandfather Mountain, though, temperatures should be in the mid 70s. That's the place to be.
And happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, you know, that slowdown that I told you about 10 minutes ago on I-540 in the northbound lanes near Highway 70, completely cleared, nothing to worry about this morning. Elsewhere around the triangle, all the major routes are delay-free. We're picking up a little bit of slowdown around Nightdale coming in from 64. That's probably part of just a morning commute this morning. And here's a live look. If you're heading out this morning in the north section of the Beltline, it's part of your commute. The westbound lanes are coming toward us there on I-440 and Lake Boone Trail, flowing nicely in both directions.
And Ken, there's this. Construction to complete the 540 loop continues today with overnight closures. The on-ramp from NC 55 to 540 will close from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. through June 25th. A detour is in place for those people who are looking to travel west on 540. The final portion of the 540 loop, they're making progress, but that's expected to be completed in 2028.
We'll take a look at this video of climate activists spraying Stonehenge with orange paint using fire extinguishers. The video was posted on X by a group called Just Stop Oil. You can see two people trying to stop them in this video. They did this ahead of today's summer solstice, where huge crowds are expected to gather at the ancient monument. Police say the two protesters were arrested. The climate group says the paint was made of cornstarch and would dissolve in the rain.
And Michelle, that same group, Just Stop Oil, shared a video that we showed our viewers earlier. It shows two activists appear to break into an airfield in the UK. And I want to clarify something I said earlier. They actually threw paint on a jet that is at the same airfield where Taylor Swift's private jet is. This isn't her jet specifically. That's not what they're saying in their post. But you'll see it right there. They're spraying, again, that orange paint that is on there in that sort of fire extinguisher, and then they're hugging there in the video. So we're watching to see what charges these people will be facing with this, especially because you witnessed them in that video break into the airfield and then dump paint all over that jet.
As the summer season officially begins today, and the Today Show is looking into the importance of water safety.
I saw my daughter Mila floating in the pool with her head down and her arms like this. I immediately jumped into the pool.
Yeah, from pools to lakes and more bodies of water, what people need to know about how best to keep themselves and their children safe around water. All that and more on the Today Show starting at 7 on WRAL.
Yeah, it's such an important conversation to have. And for many kids, summer means it's time to head outdoors and go to camp. But with record-breaking temperatures this year, too much time in the sun can be dangerous. Camp leaders around Wake County are reminding kids to drink water before they realize they're thirsty. When you're helping your kids pack ahead of camp, remind them to bring light clothing so they can stay cool. Aaron Miller is the director of programs at New Life Camp, and he says it's his job to make sure the kids stay safe.
Each day of extreme heat is more dangerous than the one before. It kind of builds up. So if we have multiple days of extreme heat, we make sure that our counselors know that this day is more dangerous than yesterday, and so we need to be even more cautious and more alert.
Miller says once the temperatures hit 90, the camp begins its extreme heat procedures. Everyone that WRAL spoke with emphasized the importance monitoring the heat index and keeping a backup plan on hand for when it gets too hot.
6:17, the time right now, the latest activity in our tropics. An update came in the last hour or so. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with that.
Yes, that 5 o'clock update showed the storm just 40 miles off the coast of Mexico, getting ready to make landfall. So we could assume that, we're probably 25 miles offshore now with the center of circulation. So it'll be making landfall here most likely before 8 o'clock this morning. Moving west at 13, it has winds at 50 miles per hour, but it's been the rainfall that's been the big issue with this. As much as 15 to 20 inches of rain here in east and central Mexico, causing some mudslides and flooding. Another system may come in after this over the weekend, just making that situation worse. Texas also seen some flooding. We had some video earlier in our newscast of someone paddleboarding down their street. It was so flooded. And there's still the potential with that second system to see even more rain, most likely about maybe 3 to 5 more inches in South Texas. But from the second system, maybe another 10 inches down in Mexico. We're looking at very dry conditions across our area, but we have an eye on this next system. Just a 30% chance that it develops into a tropical system. It's likely to bring some rain to Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina, but not to us. Our next best chance of rain will come on Monday. This is the next system that could develop here in the Gulf of Mexico. This is a look at the model plots for the potential system that just has a 30% chance of developing. This one will, again, bring more rain to Florida and Georgia, and then potentially head northward, but at that point, it'll bump up our humidity, but it's just not likely to bring us much rain. So this doesn't look like it'll become a tropical storm, but it could bring rain to parts of the southeast. And then the second system in the Bay of Campeche develops and makes landfall there in east and central Mexico, again, where they've seen so much heavy rain. This is Alberto making landfall this morning, and we'll push that ahead. Lots of heavy rain. Here's the wave developing off the coast of Florida, bringing that rain inland. But we'll see very little rainfall in North Carolina, possibly Friday, a few showers along the coast, but this is not going to be a big deal for us. Our next best chance, again, will be with a cold front on Monday. Here's that second system developing down here in the Bay of Campeche, again, spreading rainfall into parts of Texas and Mexico as we get into, say, Sunday and Monday, and that rainfall may increase at that point. We have a quiet, beautiful morning in store for us this morning, Chapel Hill, courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant at Fayetteville there at our newsroom. Today, summer arrives, and during summer, where's our summer? Here's our summer solstice here. The northern hemisphere is tilted toward the sun, and that's why we see such long days. Today will be the longest day of the year as Earth's axis is tilted toward the sun in the northern hemisphere. It gives us the longest day of the year. Of course, we also have extreme heat coming. Unfortunately, starting Saturday, our heat index will be in the triple digits, potentially each day except for Tuesday. And of course, we do have that potential for some isolated showers as we get into Sunday and Monday. That'll be our best chance of rain for this week. First day of summer today. We're going to talk more about that heat index as we get through the weekend coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Weather and traffic every 10 minutes to keep you updated as to what's going on. We're seeing a little bit of brake tapping going on to that north side of the Beltline. Nothing that's going to make you late this morning, so not to worry about. We're all seeing a bit of a slowdown coming on 64 around Hodge Road on New Bern, not far from New Bern Avenue. But again, it's a bit of a slowdown, but once you get past that slowdown, you're good to go. Elsewhere around the triangle, all the major routes are delay-free this morning. Let's take you outside and give you a live look now at I-40 and Airport Boulevard. Many of you are getting ready to head to the airport for a morning flight. This is what you want to see. Traffic flowing nicely in both directions.
All right. Thanks, Ken. Coming up in What's Trending, a look at the greatest of all time's journey to the Paris Olympics. We have a look at the teaser trailer for Simone Biles' Rising, an upcoming docuseries.
Also a look at how lawmakers want to spend your tax dollars in next year's budget and the issues the two chambers are at odds about.
And as we head to break, here's a look at your winning lottery numbers. Good luck.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
We are getting a first look at the trailer for a documentary following Simone Biles' journey to the Summer Olympics.
Can't wait for this. Ken Smith's here now with What's Trending, Ken.
Oh, we all witnessed that journey, right? Biles talks about her journey battling mental blocks during the 2020 Tokyo Games. Take a listen.
I wanted to quit like 500,000 times, and I would have if it weren't for my people. We want to make sure.
Oh boy, that tagline for Simone Biles' Rising calls the documentary one of the most powerful comebacks in history. The 4-episode series will premiere on Netflix on July 17th.
Oh, the timing of that, huh?
Yeah.
It's about 9 days before the opening ceremony, so it gives you plenty of time to watch it, and then you can settle in to the Olympics. Yeah. She says she gets to write her own ending this
I love
time.
that.
So
I love it.
And that's great. So one day after Kevin Costner was making the rounds on morning television, he's trending for a different reason today. He is addressing rumors he is dating Jewel. The actor cleared the air during an interview with Howard Stern. He told Stern, she's special, and I don't want these rumors to ruin our friendship because that's what we have.
Yeah, he said, listen, we're just friends, nothing more than that. The rumors started when he was invited to Necker Island, which is Richard Branson's island in the British Virgin Islands. And he said he was there with her, Emma Watson, a couple other people. They were on a plane together. That's where the rumor mill started. But he said, no, we're just friends. He says even his daughters were asking, or his kids, Dad, are you dating her? And he was like, no, she's a friend.
That's why I always turn down those invites. I don't want to be part of the rumor mill.
Yeah, you can't get cut off in that.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Thanks, Ken.
All right, thanks, Ken. Actress Glenn Close says she is recovering from having COVID and RSV at the same time. In a social media post, Close says that she's in London to start filming the next Knives Out movie, Wake Up Dead Man. But only 2 days into the project, she says she had to take a break after getting hit hard with both illnesses. Close said that she is now feeling better and she hopes to be back on set today. The movie is expected to hit the big screen next year.
Today feels fairly comfortable. We'll see a high in the low 90s, but this morning feeling nice with temperatures in the 60s and low humidity. And then it is on for the weekend. We get into a dangerous heat wave. I'll show you when we can start to see the heat index well above 100.
And it's going to be a busy end to the week for HVAC companies across our area. Coming up, how they're preparing for the latest heat wave and what tips they have for you.